Hey guys, our actual intro and outro to this was just like a mess.
It is kind of not good.
So we're just refilming this.
Yeah.
Welcome to this video. We're getting into Twilight. We're doing zodiac signs where we're just guessing.
That's right.
We didn't know what the other person picked the
We
whole
did
time.
all of our own research separately, so
Came to
she
our own
has no
conclusions.
idea what I'm about to drop.
Dun, dun, dun. I hope you enjoyed this video. Just a few disclaimers. We are not doing any of the high school people.
Because who cares?
Like, didn't really matter. We're not focusing on, like, real birthdays, because you said there are apparently real
Yeah,
birthdays.
there's canon birthdays, but don't
Doesn't
care.
really matter. And, yeah, hope you enjoy, so let's get into it.
Okay, guys. First up is going to be Jakey Boy. Jacob Black.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Leo.
Aries.
Similar.
Yeah, it's funny because Leo was my second choice. Why Leo?
So, I think Jacob is an attention whore. Basically, other than ripping off his shirt every 5 seconds and claiming it's just
That's
because
true.
he's trying to be werewolf.
He's always showing off his abs.
Always showing off that body.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi. I think a big part of his dynamic with Bella is so Leo-driven. He's always looking for attention from her. He gets upset when he doesn't get attention.
For a second. Just a second, I thought. But he's got his hooks in you so deep.
Yeah.
He has absolutely no regard for her boundaries at all. Another thing I read about Leos is they love to give advice regardless of if you want it. And I feel like throughout all the movies, regardless, like even to the point when she's like getting married, he's still constantly telling Bella, like, why are you doing this? Don't do this. Don't be with him.
Yeah.
Like the
Stay
girl has
away
made
from the colons.
yeah.
It's like,
It's like,
bro,
I think
she's married.
made her decision. Even when she's pregnant, he's telling her to like abort the baby. And I'm like, this is absolutely,
messed up.
that's like none of his business. Like when you actually think about it, you're like, why is he even
Why is he
involved in
even
this
here?
conversation?
You can't be serious, Bella. Tell me you're not that stupid.
I mean, it's really none of your business.
No, you can't do this.
Other than the fact that he's obviously obsessed with her. But in any other context, like any other movie, I don't think this would be seen as romantic. I think this would be
It'd be seen as
absurd
bizarre and possessive and creepy and entitled.
So that was my Leo reasoning. Because he's just a lot. And I feel like he demands the attention and praise from her, even though they're not even in a relationship.
God, that is so true.
That is my Leo TED Talk.
That did convince me. I'm gonna say what I had as him for an Aries.
Yeah, which I think is also very on point. He's definitely fire.
Yes, he's definitely fire.
Mhm.
So I have it that he's undyingly loyal, obviously.
Yes, 100%.
He sticks around with Bella long after it's clear he's overstayed his welcome.
After. I don't
Long
think any of us would be this dedicated, you guys.
No.
We're done here.
No, you're done here.
Stop! I'm tired of this. From now on, I'm Switzerland, okay?
So he's way loyal to Bella. It's like once he's decided, he's stubborn as hell, obviously. I have that he's very jealous and protective, which is a very Aries trait. He clearly doesn't have any emotional control.
No.
For example, in Eclipse, when he's basically threatening to kill himself if Bella doesn't love him.
Still not good enough.
Jacob! Kiss me.
I don't get the impression that he's coldly manipulating her. I think he's just throwing a tantrum. That's a scene where he forces a kiss on her.
Ugh.
Yeah. Real consensual.
Obviously, you can tell I'm not Team Jacob, but I'm also
No.
not Team Edward, so.
I'm more Team Edward than Jacob.
I'm Team Bella, go get a personality.
I'm Team Bella sets the boundaries. He's very volatile, not a lot of emotional control, I would say. And he is pretty aggressive against a perceived bully or predator.
That is true.
Yes. Which I feel is very Aries.
Very Aries.
And he doesn't let it go even when he keeps up that rivalry.
He's definitely super protective.
Yes.
And I think that's also very fire sign.
I also had him as a Taurus for potential candidate, but
Oh, I can see that.
the thing is he's not
grounded.
domestic
I don't think
or
he's grounded
grounded.
enough.
or materialistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So definitely a fire sign.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we have Alice. So 1, 2, 3.
Virgo.
Gemini. Oh, I said too late already. Virgo.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think of
interesting.
Virgo.
I think Virgo.
So here's my logic for it.
Okay.
She's very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
She's super eager to help, but she's also kind of volunteers to take charge of things a lot.
Yeah, she's intense.
Yeah, like if you've seen a Virgo plan a party, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Just thinking it's a little much, you know? The dress and the shoes and all of this.
Tomorrow will be perfect. On either side of the aisle. No one have vision.
She volunteers and leads like Bella's wedding, basically.
Wedding. Yeah, the whole wedding.
Yeah, the whole wedding is just
honestly,
Alice.
most of the time when you think Bella would have had a personality moment, Alice
jumps in.
Yeah, because she's like, Bella, this is what you're going to wear to dinner. Bella, this is what you're going to wear to prom.
Yeah, that's
Bella,
true.
this is what you're going to... I don't know.
Really
most of the decisions are Alice, to be honest.
Yeah,
I thought I said no presents.
I've already seen you open it, and guess what? You love it. You're gonna wear it tonight. Our place.
it's a really good.
Which I think is supposed to be part of Bella's, like, I'm not like other girls. I wouldn't know how to handle this.
Yeah.
I don't care about my wedding.
I don't care about wedding or outfits or like, yeah.
It's funny because last night when I was trying to debate, when we were doing our research, guys, Virgo was close. Like, I was almost like, but I picked Gemini. Apparently, Geminis are supposed to be super fast, super smart, super adaptable.
Okay.
And kind of like flighty, so you never really fully get to know them. And I feel like she felt like that all the movies.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, because she's kind of like there, and then it's like, ha ha ha, bouncing away. Geminis apparently appear a lot younger and more naive than they actually are, and she definitely has that feeling to me.
I'll give you that. That's kind of like her bubbly personality.
Mm-hmm. They also like to gossip a lot, which I think is her. Like, she's pretty...
Does she gossip?
Yeah, because she knows everything. She's always like telling everyone,
that is true.
I know this, I know that. They exude energy, positivity, and good vibes, which I think she was very much that way, and youthfulness and super active. Like, she just felt like she was always on the go, and like Jasper was just kind of following her along in moments.
But her relationship with Jasper is very, very Virgo in the sense of like, she makes all the decisions. It's like, you're coming with me. We're gonna do this.
It said they're also boundary pushers and they're curious observers about other people, which I think she definitely observes everybody.
Clearly.
Very intensely.
Yes.
And think about how she treated Bella. Like, she treated Bella like she was like a child, to be honest. And I think she does the same to Jasper, where it's kind of like, just go along with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked Gemini.
I can see that. Yeah. Bella's an interesting part with the Virgo thing, too, is because she basically said, we are going to be friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She didn't even like try to become her friend. She was just like, we will be friends.
It's like, we already are best friends.
Yeah. We're already going to be best friends. Everything she says to Bella, like, isn't even a question, really. It's her telling her.
Yeah.
And I think with Jasper, it's probably the same. And probably after 100 years of knowing the future, you just get sick of people being behind. So you lose a sense of having boundaries. I think that's what it is.
That's a good one. That's good analysis.
But yeah, but I totally agree with your Virgo. I feel like she could be a mix, like Virgo, Gemini, Moon, or something.
Yeah. I think that's a good call.
That's Alice.
Next up, we have Jasper. 3, 2, 1. Pisces.
Oh, you got it. Okay, you got the same.
Okay, about to talk some shit, but I'm a Pisces, so I have the license too.
Yeah, it's fair.
What was your reasoning?
My reasoning was because he's an empath, so his ability is to change people's emotions, basically, in the movie.
Yeah,
he can alter how they feel.
Telepathy, basically.
Yeah, and he can also feel exactly what they're feeling.
My ability to control emotions served her well. It was my job to dispose of them. I could feel everything they felt.
Obviously, I knew he was going to be a water sign at that point.
Yes,
but I was like, I'm a Capricorn moon. Capricorn, Cancer. Cancer's not that psycho. I'm a Cancer moon. Pisces is that psycho.
Yeah, that's kind of my logic too. It's not that I think he's pretty violent, but I'd say for him it was the lack of a kind of core of emotional control that I think defines Jasper.
Agreed.
He's like a damaged Pisces. He's very closed off.
He definitely is a damaged. Well, but Alice has healed him.
I didn't know there was another way until I found Alice.
This is the story arc.
Yeah. I really think his inability to control his bloodlust. Whenever someone gets cut, is kind of indicative of his lack of emotional control and lack of stability.
Yeah, which is very Pisces.
It's very Pisces.
Very unhealed Pisces,
Very
I think.
unhealed Pisces, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
yeah.
so we're in agreement.
Yeah, I thought the only thing that kept him in line, so to speak, was Alice.
A Virgo girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Also, they say, no offense to you Pisces out there, but they do say Pisces have a tendency to become addicts. And if you think about it, the blood is kind of like
his addiction. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. That's a very good point.
And he comes across very artsy and kind of odd, which I think is also very Pisces. I think he does.
I don't think he comes.
He does, compared to like Emmett.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll go for that.
He definitely does. Next up, we have Emmett, who I actually kind of struggled with.
Not much of a character, so not a lot to go off.
No one's much of a character in these movies.
But he is even less than usual.
1, 2, 3, Sagittarius.
Really?
Okay, so my Sag reasoning, I'm a Sag, by the way, so he's very outgoing, he's very social. He's like one of the only one of them that in the high school dynamic actually felt like, oh, he would have been a popular kid. Like, it makes sense.
He's the only one that's actually also welcoming of Bella.
Yeah, he was outgoing, very funny.
An older woman.
He's very athletic. That's also like a Sag thing.
Come on, it's just a game.
True.
He just seemed very confident and happy-go-lucky. Like, even when things were going wrong, he would make jokes or he would think like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, we're going to kill them. He was always just very rolling with everything, which is a Sag.
I agree. He's very unattached to the outcome of things. It's funny because I think the same logic could be applied very similarly to Capricorn. The impression I got was that he's pretty mellow. He's very happy-go-lucky. He's not really attached to the outcome of things. He's also very disciplined, is what I took from it. Because he's also, other than Carlisle, the most cool about blood. The most able to resist his bloodlust. I got Cap vibes. He's very chill. I feel like Sages have a lot more energy.
He had a lot of energy. Remember the first scene where they come in and he's on the Jeep? I feel like that was too much for a Cap.
That's a good point. I can see
he's a little too extra. That's what because I did think about Capricorn too. I thought because he's just too much.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my reasoning.
That's a good call. You changed my mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be like, no, he's a Capricorn.
No! I have Rosalie next.
Yeah, let's do Rosalie.
Ba-bum!
Next up, we have Rosalie.
3, 2, 1.
Virgo.
Oh, I put Taurus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did we not do that 3, 2, 1 well?
No, but we haven't this whole time, so it's no big deal. She was another hard one for me.
Yeah, she was
pretty challenging.
A little tricky. I put Taurus first, I think, and then I changed it, actually.
So I'll explain, since you put Taurus first, I'll go ahead and put the argument for Taurus, and then you can explain what changed your mind. So what I have for Taurus is an inability to kind of let go and step outside of her own motivations and her own past. A large part of her character arc is that she can't let go of the fact that she never had a family. She can't let go of the house and baby and husband that she really wanted. She's very resistant to change. She did not want to be turned into a vampire if given the choice, and is still not over it. Similarly, when Bella wants to be part of the Cullen tribe, she is resisting that change with everything she's got. I will say, though, she's also got a very strong heart. She's very warm and not welcoming, but warm and kind, I would say. And she has very strong values, which I think keeps her in the earth realm.
Definitely.
Compared to, say,
like grounded.
an Aries.
Yeah, she's very grounded.
Yeah, very domestic. That's why I think she's a Taurus.
I think that makes sense. Yeah. I definitely can see her as a Taurus. I went with Virgos because I think her whole character comes across as if she's uptight and she's super critical. And I think that's a very Virgo thing. She also dresses really well and always looks good. That's also a very Virgo thing. They're very put together people who usually care about how they look. They care about aesthetics. That's very Virgo.
That's a very Taurus thing too, though.
Yeah. They like their home, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think when it came to her helping Bella, she is reliable and loyal and that earth energy for sure.
Sure. I do think, though, she really only wanted to help Bella when Bella had a baby.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she had wanted nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very Virgo. I don't think Virgos are like, oh yeah, just anyone. Like, Virgos have boundaries. Virgos have expectations.
Okay.
That's my reasoning.
That's good reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm still pretty convinced. I'm still pretty on the side of Taurus.
Okay.
But Virgo's an interesting take. All right. Up next, we have Carlisle. 3, 2, 1, Capricorn.
Capricorn, yeah. I forgot what I gave him. That's fine.
We'll get one of these right eventually, guys.
I had Capricorn.
Oh, yeah.
I almost made him a Virgo, but then I realized he wasn't that intense.
No, he's pretty mellow.
I was thinking because he was a doctor. I was like, I'm probably a Virgo or something.
I can see that.
But he's definitely a Cap.
Yeah, I wouldn't say doctor's his defining feature per se.
Exactly, that's what I realized.
Yeah, I actually think it's the lack of controlling nature of Carlisle that keeps him out of something like a Virgo.
Definitely agree. I had him as nurturing through structure, rules, and knowing what to do in most situations, which is very Capricorn. They also said the discipline and parenting energy of earth signs keep others grounded.
Ooh.
And I thought that was very true because in a way, I know he's not literally their parents,
but he's
more like the leader.
He's basically their parent.
I think he keeps everyone grounded and
in his earthiness.
Just staying inside the rules of what they're supposed to be so they can live.
Like, there's pretty clear boundaries on what the Cullen's supposed to be as a way of life. Yeah. He is pretty career-focused. I mean, he's been a doctor for ages, so that's definitely pro-Cap in that way, too.
Capricorn.
Extremely disciplined. He's by far the least bothered by blood.
I'm sorry, I can't.
I'll have to stitch this up in my office.
As a vampire.
Yeah, he's
in the whole
very
show.
disciplined, yeah. And he's trying to spread that discipline.
Yes.
And I think Capricorns are very driven by their own motivation, not by society's.
Yes, and their own set of values.
And I think he definitely would fit into that.
Yes, because he's not a typical of vampire society at all. So yeah, Capricorn.
Capricorn. Next up, we have Charlie. 1, 2, 3, Taurus.
Oh, now I messed this one up.
See, we can't even do this.
I put Libra.
You put Libra?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
Yeah. Why Taurus?
Taurus, because it said that they had a dark side to them that they keep to themselves, like inner demons that motivate them.
Do you think Charlie has inner demons that make him proactive?
I think he does. He looks like an alcoholic.
He does look like an alcoholic. Okay,
I had trouble with this one because he's just been living in Forks without Bella's mom for like 20, well, I guess it's less, like 16 years or whatever.
Anybody interest you?
I don't really mind being alone. I guess I'm kind of like my dad in that way.
There was this funny clip where it was like a Taurus, and it's like, are you even listening to me is something that their partners usually have to say. And I just felt like Bella's mom probably had that moment where
yeah.
Charlie was zoned out at the table. I feel like Bella's had that moment.
I mean, he's zoned out at the table, like pretty much
the whole movie. I think he's not charming enough to be a Libra.
That's the part that I struggled the most with. My logic for that cover-up for that, was, one, I think he's a more apathetic person than maybe your average Libra.
Maybe he's like a
he's
Pisces
more depressed
or something.
Yeah, maybe he's more depressed. But the thing is like, he's popular in town.
He is, because he's been there forever.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
He's popular in town. He clearly has friends, including Billy Black. Like, everybody knows him. He had that one friend that was supposed to be a deep friend of his that died in the first movie.
Oh, I think that was casual. He didn't like that upset you guys. He went to dinner with Bella after or something.
But my logic was, like, clearly he has enough charisma to make lots of friends in town. He never resists just about anything. Or if he does put up a resistance, for example, when he tries to bar Bella from seeing Edward.
Yeah.
He doesn't put up that much of a fight. She basically snipes back at him, and he goes, "Whoa, all right, whatever."
That's so true. He is very Libra.
Passive.
Yes. I wouldn't say Libras are fighters. They're definitely very much, if you want to go, go.
I'm gonna be stuck here like Mom.
Doesn't do conflict.
No. That's a good point.
He doesn't resist the divorce at all.
No.
He's pretty go with the flow, low key, laid back. I don't get the impression he's very driven or decisive.
No, I don't get that either.
Yeah, so I don't think he's in Forks because he could be fighting some inner demons, but I don't think he's in Forks for any reason other than it's comfortable for him.
Agreed.
And he doesn't want to do the hard thing and leave.
That is very Libra. That is very Libra. Next up, we have Edward, Sparkly Boy. 1, 2, 3,
Scorpio.
Aries.
Interesting.
You're Scorpio.
Yeah, Scorpio.
I can see that.
He took me some time, but I kind of figured he was water from the start. He's so brooding. It was between the water signs for me, mostly because he's so moody and brooding, but
yeah,
it was Scorpio for me for a few reasons. One, I think out of all the signs, Scorpio's the most intense.
They're very feisty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Edward's pretty intense.
I just need to know the truth.
Can't you just thank me and get over it?
That was a pretty clear indication. He's also very jealous and territorial.
Yeah,
a stereotypical Scorpio trait. Mm-hmm. He has that whole scene where he's like, I'm very protective of you.
Yeah, abusive.
Very protective of you.
So you followed me.
The Scorpios have the most sexual energy of the three, which I'd say Robert Pattinson is the only one that portrays any sort of sexuality.
I think you're projecting your own Robert Pattinson crush.
I do have a huge Robert Pattinson crush.
So this is
true.
biased. I don't think Edward.
Back me up in the comments.
That's fair. He's the one who wants to wait till they get married, though.
He's an old-timey, like, Christian Scorpio.
Romantic.
The other thing is that he's secretive. He tends to self-isolate. When he's upset or bothered by something. That's a very Scorpio trait there. And then lastly, his power is mind reading, which I don't know how that kind of figures in. It's very water, though.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being more water, for sure.
So why Aries?
I think to me, the Aries was, he's so emotional and so angry all the time. And I think Aries unhealed can be so angry because they have that fire in them. A lot of his behavior is motivated by jealousy and being overprotective and over-controlling, which Aries can also be if they're obsessive about somebody in an unhealthy way. I think he also commanded a lot of attention from Bella.
That's very true.
I think he wanted, which I think is very fire. It's very noticeable. Like, for instance, in school, he's seen as, like, very hot. Everybody's like, who is this Edward Cullen guy? And he seems to enjoy that level of attention.
You know, everybody's staring.
Not that guy, No, he just looked.
Like, the man drives a sports car. I'm sorry. That is as fire sign as it gets, you guys. That's some Aries shit. He's also he's crazy. I'm sorry, he's crazy.
He is crazy.
To me, he was too crazy and too energetic and to be something that's not fire. Because the fact that he's willing to have Bella in his life, he's willing to have all these crazy fights, to have all this stuff go wrong.
True.
And his behavior towards Jacob was definitely not oh yeah, I understand, I'll back down. Hell no.
He was stubborn as hell.
Both of them were like two fire signs, like just going at it all the time.
Going to bat.
Yeah. And neither one knew how to back down. And they obviously didn't care about Bella's boundaries or feelings. No, very fire sign. So that's my reasoning.
I can see it. I'm still confident with Scorpio.
I can see Scorpio for sure.
But I can see Aries.
All right. Now the moment
of truth. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Bella. 1, 2, 3.
Cancer.
Scorpio.
Interesting. Scorpio was another choice of mine for her. So I'm eager to see your argument for Scorpio.
In my research, I talked about how Scorpios are not fazed by anything. And this woman's literally not fazed that this man wants to kill her. So
I wanted to kill you.
I trust you.
That alone.
She's actually kind of interested. She's like, yeah.
Everything about me invites you in. My voice, my face, even my smell.
Yes.
You said that they're enticed by danger. That actually is what interests them. And I was like, that is as Bella as it gets.
That is very Bella.
I've killed people before.
It does not matter.
Literally definitely like trying to get herself killed multiple times.
True.
On purpose. In one scene, Alice literally says to her, I've never met somebody who is so prone to danger or something like that.
I have never met anyone more prone to life-threatening idiocy.
Definitely water. She's so moody.
Another thing was that they're kind of obsessive when they do get with somebody. They have a lot of like jealousy tendencies and can just be kind of crazy. Just where like that's all they want is that person. And I feel like that was definitely her with Edward. And to be honest, it was hard for me to come up with anything because her entire personality is Edward. So it's hard to see what.
That's where we disagree on a little bit because I think a lot of her behavior, it takes a little while, but a lot of her behavior in some of the later books and movies and such seem to be very manipulative, in my opinion. A lot of times, her and Edward do not agree, and she gets her way by basically manipulating Edward and cajoling him into doing what she wants.
Yeah, but most of those things are dangerous.
Yeah, it's very true. Oh, Scorpio's convincing. Because that was my second. That was very close. I picked Cancer. A lot of it had to do with her vampire superpower, which is creating shields.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Kind of creating a shell around herself. The logic I had for Cancer, and this could apply to Scorpios as well, is that she has a tendency to self-isolate. Not that very obsessive, I can't live my life without you kind of thing. She's deeply attached, but unlike say a Pisces or a Libra, it doesn't shapeshift.
I think the only reason why I disagree with the Cancer is because I don't think Bella is that caring towards other people.
I'll give you that.
I don't think she's actually a good friend to anyone.
Definitely not.
Other than Edward and Jacob, and then obviously her baby that comes along, I don't really get the feeling she really cares about that many people.
No, clearly not.
Obviously her father, the family, or whatever. But she just doesn't come
even care about her dad, let's be honest.
She does.
She really doesn't. She lets this man get worried sick so that she can go play with psycho murderer vampires and werewolves.
That's what I mean. I think her sole motivation is danger. I think for Cancer, I think she'd have to be a more caring character.
That's why I couldn't make her a Pisces.
Yeah,
because Pisces really have a deep heart and they care, and she just doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
And she's also very manipulative.
Which Cancers can be. That is supposed to be like the bad side of Cancer.
That's kind of another thing that leaned me towards her is, for example, she kisses Jacob to try to get him not to leave. Sometimes when it came to becoming a vampire, having a kid, going through the pregnancy. Every time, every step of the way, Edward is not sure. He's not really a consenting figure in it, and she kind of pressures him into it.
They have bad relationship communication.
They do.
It's not really focused on, but...
It's funny because in the initial start, obviously Edward seemed to have the dynamic of power.
Yeah,
but I think towards the end,
I agree.
I'd say she's got way more power in the relationship than he does.
For sure. I agree with your point. I think the Cancer is really good.
Yeah, but Scorpio I can also see, especially that danger thing.
Yeah, it seems to be the underlining of
it.
You know what? She could be a Cancer sun, and then the moon could be...
She would be double water. Yeah.
I could see that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comment below what you think.
Let us know what you think. Did you agree with Lana?
Or did you disagree with Tyler?
Yes.
Didn't. Okay, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.